Good morning, everyone. It is the 7th of September, and I'm just doing a quick check-in with what's actually going on in my garden before spring is in full swing. So, just a quick one. We've got some starts that we got. My husband started some basil, sweet basil, got some peas. I've got some sunflowers that are just starting to pop up. We've got all sorts of melon varieties here. I'm going to have a better go at melons this year. I've seed started some salmon baby pink nasturtiums. They were sort of the test. This is green zebra tomatoes, and they have amazing germination from my seed saved seeds. I picked up some jalapeno starts just because our chilies always seem to take a really long time, and I wanted to focus more on melons this year. Got some pink cornflower there, had some blue cornflower before. Here's some of the yellow indeterminate tomatoes I had in the backyard last year. They were amazing. They're really cold tolerant as well. And then these ones are some paste tomatoes. They're large and peach shaped and indeterminate. I'm not sure what they were. I think I bought them as starts last year and I lost the label. So I've got some more salmon baby nasturtiums there. A new one which is white milkmaid nasturtium. These orange nasturtiums have an alright germination rate. It's taking a bit of time at the moment, and that's okay. They're ones I saved off my nasturtium out the front before the cyclone last year in January. My daughter's decided she wants to grow mandarins, so she's seed saving all her seeds, and then we've got cut and come again celery and lettuce there from ones that we bought from the store. Just trying to show my kids that we can do that. Also, it's cost effective. Got some of the pickling gherkin seeds just coming up there. This one is cream of Satchcorn watermelon. I am excited for that one this year. And I have some dark opal basil that starts to germinate under the heat lights. Some Thai basil there. Got my chamomile started because I really want to save for tea this year. A mixed basil types. Cape gooseberry, this is a bit finicky, although I think I might see one starting to crack open. I've got cucamelons. I'm excited for those. I want to make little watermelon looking pickles. And I've got rainbow carrots here, more of the salmon baby nasturtiums. I have the Atherton raspberry, which is looking pretty sad because it doesn't like the cold at all. It's a variety that actually is native to Queensland and only likes the heat, and the frost will kill it, so trying to baby that as much as I can. Sandpaper figs here, and here's sort of a before shot of the big berry patch before it springs into life. It looks a bit sad and, well, it's still a bit cold for it to be really full of life at the moment. I've got some of my Yakimo giant snow peas here. Hopefully there will be some flowers soon. I've popped in some broccoli here in hopes that I might actually get some broccoli. It's been a bit hard with the snails this year. I moved my calendula from where my husband needed the space to put something in. This one looks like it's done alright. I do have others that don't look so happy. Mint, on the other hand, is showing me spring is here, and it's very happy. The blackberry, this is the Chester thornless, and it has done amazing every year. If that focuses. There we go. So this is now showing that it's actually starting to spring into life and show all those signs that we need to see that it's going to put off shoots and put flowers on soon. Fingers crossed. Here is one of the raspberry sections. Now, from what I recall last year, having a quick look back on last year's footage, the silverberry, which is this here, was one of the earlier berries, as well as the young berry in the big raised bed. And I had berries on and off until, say, around mid to third week of November was when I could effectively start freezing. So I had enough to freeze. So I can see that it's putting on all its new spring growth. This is really, really promising. This shows me that it's starting to move forward. New leaves are coming on, as you can see with the light green, and hopefully we'll get some flower buds soon. The raspberries here are a summer variety. I don't know what they were. I've had them for 6 to 8 years. I can't remember how long, but they've always been really, really productive. And last year they just were so healthy. They grew up here. Now, for perspective, this is a cattle panel from Bunnings, and my short self comes up to about here. So it is actually probably a good 30 centimetres above my head. So that's very healthy raspberries, and hopefully that means a lot of raspberries. We've got our Bright Lights chard here. We've done a lot of cutting and donating to the food bank this year because we were overrun with chard, and as much as it's beautiful for us to see, which was half our reason for planting so much in the garden, we like to share. If we don't need to eat it, someone else will benefit from it, and if I can help in some small way, then I would really love to do that. Alright, so we've got purple potatoes in the pots because I want to remember where I put them this year. Unlike last year, funny story, I was digging some potatoes, or I needed to dig some potatoes for dinner because we didn't have enough of our plain white potatoes because I was just doing a mashed potato. And I started digging potatoes thinking, oh yes, we'll dig this patch up. Anywho, long story short, I ended up picking up purple potatoes, and I had a whole plate of purple potatoes. And because I'd already started with white potatoes, that wasn't going to help. And I couldn't remember where I'd actually planted my white potatoes. So we ended up not having very much mashed potato that night. Whoops. So this year, I know these are my purple potatoes. Won't have that problem. Alright, so we've just got a little bit in this greenhouse. The lavender, the olives, the bulbs, the rescues. Always got some rescues. I never can ignore a rescue plant. We've got, my husband's got seeds starting here. We've got some overwintered lily pillies. Chilies, they did alright. I mean, the plant doesn't look super duper healthy, but it's green, it's alive, and hopefully it'll come back. I tell you what, this year, the Panama berries really, really hated winter. And this is their second winter, so I was kind of hoping they would be okay. But I'm not so sure. Anyway, let's see. Oh no, scratch test. That doesn't look alive. Oh, let's have a look down here. Please be alive. Nope. Oh, I think they may have died. I've got 4. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Moving on. Mackay berry. This one right here. This is looking happy and healthy, and it's about to put on flowers already. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. So this is the Mackay berry. And it's supposed to be, it's a tree berry, and it's supposed to taste like blackberries. So I have 2. One there, one here. It's also about to put on flowers. Now, I didn't know it when I bought it, but you're supposed to buy 3 because you can't tell its gender, and they're gendered plants. So there's male and females, and you need obviously both to get fruit, but you can't tell until it actually produces flowers, and you can tell what's what. I just must have lucked out, hit the Mackay berry jackpot, because I actually bought, by mistake, 1 male and 1 female. So, lucky me. Moving along, this is the Davidson plum. It's looking really happy and healthy this year. It's done well. The pink limeberry in the back is doing well. I've just put compost into this. When I move these out in a couple of weeks, or find a better place for them now it's warming up, maybe under the carport, I'll be able to put compost in this bed, and I'm going to grow in here this year as well. More starts for my husband. Oh, this is amazing. This is the pepino melon. Now, my husband bought 2 starts from Dally's online, which is the nursery online, last year. And they were tiny little things, honestly. Now, we got 1 pepino melon last year. It wasn't amazing, but we thought, well, it's young, it's one of its first ones, that'll be it. We had it try again over winter, but it was too cold. I mean, fair enough, it's a tropical plant. So imagine my surprise when we see that it's starting to put on flowers again. And they're beautiful. I'll get that to focus, there it is. Now, hopefully we can get some pepino melons this year. There's lots of little clusters. Now, we're feeding this with mulch, and we're feeding it with mushroom compost, and we're giving it all sorts of nutrients. I think my husband's using the sea salt spray as well with the hose water. So, I mean, that's massive. That's 2 plants, and it's just over a year old, and that's happily stayed in our greenhouse over winter, and it's a tropical plant, and that greenhouse is not heated at all. So this area is a bit of a shambles, but that's okay. It's a beautiful, chaotic mess that is currently feeding the bees. Now, in early spring and late winter, and in winter in general, when there is just not enough flowers and not enough food for the bees, we try and plant some things and let them go to seed and flower that we wouldn't normally eat. Because without these pollinators, without helping to keep them alive, we won't have spring and summer things that we enjoy. We won't have fruits, veggies, berries, all that stuff that require pollinators. So we try and do our best to feed them. Now, this is mustard that's gone to seed here. Some flowers, some bulbs. Calendula is the striking orange here. I love calendula. We use it in the bath, and hopefully I've got enough to do another round of calendula oil this year. So this is where some of my other calendula had come from that I showed you near the berries. So this ring has gone in, and it's just started with the compost, just starting to get it to break down, because what we're actually going to put in here is one of our banana trees for when it gets hot enough. So bananas are going to need it to be at least over 10 degrees. Honestly, they like the mid-20s, but they need at least over 10 degrees to survive, basically. So we're going to have the banana in there. It's been overwintered inside, comes outside if it's over 10 degrees to get some sunshine, and then back inside. It's over a year old now, so we're hoping we can get a banana flower out and pollinated and grown before first frost. Because they can take up to 8 months to form that banana hand, which is incredible. Alright, moving on. Here we've finally got some flowers in our broad beans. They're beautiful, they're amazing, and they're going to be our first beans and first taste of spring and summer. We've got snow peas, and I am desperately waiting for the seed from this Bright Lights red chard, and I've been waiting for it to bolt for a good 6 to 8 months. So I'm not sure what's going on. It's existed for almost a year. I'm going to say almost a year. So it's taking a long time. We've got lots of lettuce and things, herbs, lemon balm, lamb's ear, all that going on. This one's pretty similar. Flowers for the pollinators, some broad beans, some peas, some lettuce, some carrots. These are a bit sad. I mean, they're only just starting to flower, but they're also starting to die, so perhaps it's just been too cold and they've been in for too long. This bed is resting. I'm not sure what my husband's going to do with it. Open compost, the birds have been in it. We direct compost. we dig a hole, we put our food scraps, veggie scraps, cardboard, all that stuff in it, and then cover the hole and plant it on top. As you can see, the birds have been pulling stuff out, but it's not a drama, honestly. Come along, pick it up, pop it back in. Not a big deal. These are gorgeous. These are broad beans, but they're the crimson flowered broad beans. And I am hoping I'm going to get some seeds from this so I can keep planting, because they're beautiful. Even though I don't particularly love broad beans, I will eat them, but I don't particularly love them. I do love anything that can give me a pop of colour in winter, honestly. Moving along to the young berry. Here's one of my other early producers as far as berries are concerned, and this is the thornless variety, unlike silverberry up there, which is the thorn variety. And I've also got another silverberry here that has these thorns. They will grab you if you walk by. So I've got it under here because the pesky birds kept trying to pull off my poor vines for their nests. Look, I understand it, but I don't love it because this is the second year, the fruiting year, and I honestly want those berries, and it's taken 2 years for me to get it, so no, not happy, so I covered. Also, I put these in place to hopefully scare them off, but do you know what? The one over that side, there is this cheeky cockatoo. It flies down every morning, it looks at me right in the eye, it makes a sound, I come out that door, I look at it, and it looks at me, and do you know what it does? It basically hops down, finds a spot it can balance, picks this up, looks at it, and flings it on top. And it basically does that as a way to say, well, you haven't scared me off. I don't find it amusing. I think it thinks it's funny. I don't. Anyway, moving on to this section. Not sure what this one is, but I've got 2 locust trees and a black mulberry. This year we've got boysenberries, and they're starting to put on their spring growth. Back there, I've got my very old 9-10-ish year old blueberry plant there. More blueberries, strasberries. Now these are the strawberry raspberry combination. And figs, one of many of my husband's collected figs. Just a few things overwintering. We've got a few things out here just to protect it. Some pots in waiting. Some gorgeous thyme. We've got some more Yakimo giant snow peas. Gorgeous colour on them. When the flower actually comes out, it's a lovely purple flower. We've got some more herbs down here. Some more flowers, which are gorgeous. The raspberries are coming to life, which is beautiful. This will be where I put my red Dakar dwarf banana here, because it's only supposed to go to 6 foot. And that ring is where I'm going to put the blue Java ice cream banana. It can go to 15 foot. So then we've got here, I did have some snow peas here, but snails ate them. Snails are just coming on strong again this year. So I pulled those out because it was just sad to see them decimated, basically. Now this is a loganberry. This will be my first time getting fruit from the loganberry, and I'm so excited. And looking at it, looking how quickly it's put its leaves on, I'm going to think that it's another early variety like the silverberry and the youngberry, which is awesome. I can't wait for spring berries. This one is also a loganberry up here. Now these are only in their second year. First year for me getting their fruit. This one is a tayberry. It's taking a little bit longer to come on, and it's got some little thorns, but that's okay. The grape here is not looking fantastic. I'm a little bit concerned, but that looks positive to me here. So hopefully leaves soon. And then there's the mess. There is the mess of stuff that can deal with being outside, and it's not pretty. But it is what it is while I try to get late winter, early spring veggies and things propagated around 3 children. So, keep trying my best here. Alright, I've got some more of the rainbow chard, I've got some beetroot, a couple of broccoli plants. The snails have basically eaten my broccoli and the birds have topped my broccoli this year. I tried by seed, I tried starts. It's not my year, so that's okay. This lettuce is one that's come back from one I've planted in the ground from after I got a bought lettuce from the shops, and then it had the root ball attached and it still grew, which is fantastic. These strawberries, I can't wait for these to start again. These have beautiful pink flowers. This is another youngberry plant, which is awesome. There's another youngberry plant on that. I'm trying to maximize the space I have. So if I've got something in the ground, I'm hopefully trying to have root level, ground level, mid-level, trellis level. So fingers crossed. I'm going to try to pack the most in where I can. These self-watering pots were a new acquisition this winter and they're amazing. I've grown so many things in them. This has got rainbow beet and a scrap regrown pak choy. Alright, strawberries have started, which is awesome. These are, trying to think, red gauntlet, and then the rest are pine berries, and you need a red strawberry to pollinate the pine berries. Otherwise you won't get any pine berries, which is interesting to note. This is another pine berry stacker. I really, really love the pink and red strawberries. So much so that I may have gone out and bought some more Ruby Ann strawberries because I love the colour. Alright, so this is ruby lettuce from seed. More ruby lettuce from seed. It's finally coming to fruition. Takes a while. I planted this when lettuce was all hard to find. This is my pak choy regrowing again. More broad beans, but these have taken so long to sprout that I think I'm going to donate them to either my kids' school or the food bank. Yeah, I think I just want to focus more on actual beans and peas since they're not a favourite of mine. Blueberry flowers are coming out and coming on, and I really, 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 really am excited for them this year because the cyclone took all my blueberries last year. Just as they were forming and they were green, there it came, and off they went. So this is a pear tree, and it's got flowers coming on. I've got my sea of blueberry plants. I culled it by 2/3 last year. I've only got a third left, but a few more may have snuck in. I can't help it. So mint and raspberry types. And I've acquired a couple more cherry trees in the smaller pots this year because I love cherries, honestly. They're one of my favourite summer things. And this was a new one this year. The mini royal cherry. A little bit expensive, but well worth it because it's the first one to go to leaf and it's the first one to flower. And that just impresses me so much, honestly, because the ones that usually are quick to go, my Stella and Lapins and whatnot, that's all they've got. Let's see, can we see that? There. They've only got their buds, but that's fine. I've got the Chilean guava or the Chilean wineberry. It's got new growth. Calendula, strawberries, pak choi from seed, more rocket and more lettuce, which is awesome. I got some more peaches and nectarines this year, dwarf varieties. I got them from Big W Gungahlin. Also, sad story. Have you realised that they are now not going to have a garden section anymore come October? They were the only place that had it, only Big W that had it in this area. I don't know if Big W's in general are just going out of garden stuff now, but they were the only ones that had a garden section. And I did like getting some of my fruit trees from there each year, because if you got it at the right time, they got 2 little pallets and they would market it $30-ish. This year it had gone up to $36, but that's fine still for a bare root fruit tree, especially certain ones. I mean, it's a bit of a luck of the draw what they get. They don't know, it's just bare root fruit trees. But they had percentage off sale, and then I didn't realise they were going out of the garden stuff and they had 25% off. So I managed to find peach trees, dwarf peach trees, and I got 2 dwarf nectarines out the front, and they were only $27, which is just incredible if you know how much fruit trees can cost. So, yay, but still sad. I didn't realise that was why they were going cheap. Oh well. I have pine berries here. So I separated some from a garden patch that was going nuts. I've got more pak choi, tatsoi, climbing peas, and then what's over here? I think these are snow peas, more rainbow chard in clumps. I had my daughter help me with that one, I think. And then I think that's all I've got for out the back. A few different bits and pieces, but I've got more out the front, and I've got more that's sort of living under the grow lights inside, but that will be for another time. So if you like what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're growing in your garden, and until next time, bye.